Oh boy, I can't wait to see the rumored Switch Pro every YouTuber has been bitching about for the last 3 years. It's gonna be a graphical powerhouse. I was promised it would be a 4K, 60 FPS handheld, and 8K dock. I hope each and every one of you fools who believe this crapshoot of a claim suffers from Joy-Con drift. The Nintendo Switch family of systems. If the Switch Lite were a baby and a regular Switch a mother, then that means Dad has finally returned after 4 years.
Ha! Boom, baby!
See, fathers do return. While seeing that my YouTube channel has no rhyme or reason, I thought I'd talk about the Switch OLED model, the pros and cons and what I think overall. Obviously, it can't measure up to my amazingly modded Switch sporting a sexy atomic purple that demands everyone's attention, but you didn't come here to watch me brag. Now let's start with the positive. The new OLED model comes with double the storage of 64GB as opposed to the original's 32. The dock now supports Ethernet, so no more adapters. The sound quality is supposedly better, the kickstand in the back is bigger, and is more adjustable than the main one. And the main selling point is the 7-inch OLED display, which will no doubt look really good with some of those games. Now, let's talk about the negatives. A lot of these features should have been in the base model of the Switch. I mean, unless you're playing a small indie game, a lot of modern games clock out a few gigabytes, and 32 on the base model is next to nothing nowadays. Ethernet support has been a standard since the early 2000s, and that mixed with the already poor online is like a shot in the foot when Nintendo brags about their online service. Now, let's talk about that screen. The screen, while being an OLED display, will still be in 720p, and barely an inch wider than the original, so enjoy playing in
16 bits, 8 bits, 4 bits, 2 bits, 1 bit!
A new kickstand is nice, but I'm sure 90% of people already have a stand or prop it up on something else. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone complain about the sound quality in tabletop mode. There's no upgrades to the hardware making the games run smoother, and I doubt Joy-Con drift will be fixed. And OLED screens are highly prone to screen burn. And you want to know the best part? All these improvements mean nothing if you play in dock mode. With the small exception of the Ethernet port and storage, if you buy this and primarily play dock mode, you'll have basically spent an extra $50 for nothing, as it will still be 1080p docked with no other performance upgrades. And I'm gonna be real, the average consumer knows nothing about what OLED means or will go crazy over an Ethernet port, so it's hard to say who this is marketed for, as it's not for any pro gamer. The weird part is that this isn't like the PS4 versus the PS4 Pro situation, where it's the same machine but more powerful. This is like a weird half-step upgrade. I've seen people compare this to something like the 3DS and the new 3DS XL, but that's kinda inaccurate in my opinion. The new 3DS XL had upgraded hardware, and because of that had games exclusive to that version and alienated a lot of users who had to upgrade or miss out. I would compare this to the DS and the DS Lite. Both are virtually the same, making both libraries compatible, but have subtle differences that won't make yours obsolete depending on which one you own. I mean, why wouldn't the Switch Lite benefit from these upgrades? A great screen would be perfect for a handheld device that, well, you only play in handheld mode. So while the Switch Pro is practically useless to current Switch owners, new owners should definitely get it. I think it's a good investment. If it's not sold out by scalpers by then.